Hi everybody, welcome back to Small Caliber Arms Review. I'm Richard, and today we're going to be taking a look in this cardboard box from Ruger. This is the Ruger LCP II chambered in .22 long rifle. Let's open up the box and take a peek. Okay, here it is, the Ruger LCP II in a cardboard box, of course. You got your instruction manual in there, and you've got a Ruger sticker, you've got an offer for the NRA, thank you for purchasing, some other stuff in there, blah, blah, blah. Inside here, you've got the firearm itself in a little plastic baggie. You've got your obligatory safety lock on there. It does come with a little pocket holster. I don't know that I like it. No belt loops or anything on it. It's just to keep it in your pocket and, you know, put it down in your pants pocket or jacket pocket or whatever. It comes with one magazine and one magazine only, and it does come with a little loading tool to help you load those 22 rounds in there. I did pick up an extra magazine for it. Now, the extra magazine is kind of expensive. It's actually, I think, $29 for the extra mag on there. The gun itself is going to retail for about, I think it's $409. I picked it up for $299. It was on sale, so I got a pretty good deal on it, I guess. We'll get the box out of the way. We'll get the firearm out of the little noisy plastic bag. It is going to have a chamber flag in it, so we'll go ahead and get that pulled back, lock the slide open, take the chamber flag out of it. It does have a magazine disconnect in it, so if you let the slide go forward, it's not going to, you're not going to be able to pull the trigger on it. It is safe to dry fire. So it says it right in the paperwork there. You can dry fire as long as you got the magazine in there. And there's nothing in the magazine. And of course I took the chamber flag out, so there was nothing in there. But you can go ahead and dry fire it. And to take this thing down, you're going to need a tool. I'm not a big fan of the Ruger takedown on most of their guns anyways. Some of them, like the what's that little S.C.A.R. 22, you don't need any tools to take it down. This one you will, and you're going to need something to get up underneath this pin right here. There's nothing on the other side to push it out, so you actually have to do a trigger pull on it and then pry that pin up. It doesn't take a lot of effort, but more than you're going to be able to do by getting your fingernail under there. Go ahead and pull that pin out. Don't lose it. You are going to need it. And then just pull your slide right off the front there. I did do a trigger pull, didn't I? Maybe I didn't. Oh, you got to take the magazine out. And then you can pull the slide right off the front there. Little mistakes. All right, you do not have a captive unit on your recoil spring there, so hang on to it so it doesn't go flying anywhere. They come apart just like that, and you can send them across the room. The barrel is a 2 3/4 inch stainless steel barrel. Really nice machine work on it. Nice crisp lines and everything. Not a lot of tool marks on it. The feed ramp on there is very short, very small, and pretty well polished. It is a big, thick, heavy barrel because I believe the same gun, other than the barrel, is the same as the 380. So the 380 barrel is going to be a lot thinner, but the outside dimensions should be the same. So reassembly, just drop it right back down in there. Make sure it's all the way in. Go ahead and take your recoil spring, push it up underneath there, and get it right down on that lug right there. And then slide it back on. Get it lined up with everything, and then there's a little spring in the bottom there. You're gonna have to push that down a little bit with your pin and get your pin pushed in there. It's not difficult to do, and then pop it right back in. Like I said, I don't know if you'll be able to get it out with your fingernail. Maybe, maybe not. I would get something to pry up under a little bit. Magazine disconnect in it, so you can't do anything with the magazine out of it. And like I said, you can dry fire it, so it does have last round hold open in it. I got an empty magazine in there, and it locked back on its own. And we're going to go ahead and do a few trigger pulls on this thing with the Wheeler Professional Digital Trigger Pull Gauge. I don't know what the factory specs are. They don't really say, so we'll give a 5-pull average on it and see what we get. Enter that in there, and our average is 6 pounds, 10.2 ounces on there for 5 pulls. Okay, so not a terrible trigger weight on it. The slide is really easy to rack, so that's why they call it the Lite Rack. And like I said, it's got some really nice pronounced cocking ears, they call it, on the back of the slide. They're really well pronounced serrations on the slide too. So it's easy to manipulate, and it's an easy gun to hold on to. Even though it's tiny, it's still pretty easy to hold on to. It's got the little dongle on the trigger there for a safety, so if that's not depressed, so you know, it won't accidentally go off anyways. It's a little safety on the side there. You push it forward to shoot and pull it back to lock it on safe. The little magazine tool and everything comes with it. I did pick up an extra magazine, so it's not a bad little gun. This video was gonna be on the Beretta Bobcat, and this is twice now I've gone to the store to buy the Bobcat, and I just could not convince myself to buy it. I don't like the magazine release on it. It's just like the Taurus PT-22A. There was problems with using some of the self-defense ammo. This one they say is optimized for high velocity ammo. So we're going to try the Federal Punch in here. We're going to try the Winchester Silver Tip. Now both of these are optimized for really short barrels for handguns. This one, the Winchester Silver Tip, is 1,060 feet per second out of a 3.5-inch barrel. The Federal Punch is 1,070 feet per second out of a 2-inch barrel. And then we're going to go ahead and try some. I've got a box of Federal 22 long rifle here. These are 40 grain solid nose with a muzzle velocity of 1,240 feet per second, so that's a high velocity. And then I've got some Winchester super speeds here. These are 40 grain 1,300 feet per second, and this gun is supposed to have really light recoil. Of course, it's a 22, it's going to have pretty light recoil anyways, but it's supposed to have even lighter recoil than some of the other 22s. I've got the two magazines. We're going to get these loaded up. We'll do the Winchester Silver Tips and the Federal Punch 22s in the first two magazines, and then the next two magazines we'll go with the Federal 22, the 40 grain solid 1,240 feet per second, and then the Winchesters in there, and then we'll get it out on the range and give it a try. All right, guys, we're out here on the range with the Ruger LCP II 22 caliber, little tiny compact gun, and we're going to give a few shots. We're going to do 10 rounds. We'll do 5 rounds at the 7-yard with one of these little targets here. I may even set it up in the matrix just to see how the accuracy is on it. Now, the sights on this thing are really, they're minimal sights. They're machined into the slide, so there is no adjustment for windage or elevation. You get what you get, and again, they're pretty not very well pronounced anyways, hard to see, but this gun is for up close and personal, so I mean, that's what it's going to be used for. So anyways, we'll give it 5 shots for accuracy, and then we'll just give it 5 shots. And this is with the, I think the Winchester Silver Tips in here. Then we'll do the Punch 22s, and then the Federals, the regular velocity or standard velocity or high velocity Federals, and then the Winchester Super Speeds, and see how it does. All right, now when I set up here in the Caldwell Matrix at the end of the bar here, I'm actually 10 yards away from it instead of 7. So, I mean, that's a good distance to go for. We're going to rack one in there, and we'll take the safety off, and we'll give it 5 shots and see how it does. Okay, let's see what happened there. Get the slide locked open. Had one fail to go off there, and it does have, looks like kind of a light strike on that primer there. We'll set that one to the side. Go ahead and chamber the next one and see how it does. All right, we'll go ahead and put that safety on and go up there and take a peek at it. Okay, I've got 1, 2, 3, and it looks like 4s right there, and I think that was probably my 5th one right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All of them shooting kind of high. Like I said, those sights are really difficult to see. There's not much there, but let's go ahead and put one of the silhouette targets up here and just give it 5 rapid fire shots here, and we'll put that one round back in there and see if it'll go off this time. It could just be there was a bad spot in the primer itself. That happens with rimfire. All right, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time with accuracy on this gun. That's not its forte. It is a up close and personal gun. Now, I went ahead and took that one round that did not fire and put it back in there. The chamber's clear right now, so I reloaded it in the top there. We'll give it another try and see if it goes off this time. But I got the silhouette target up there, and I'm just going to do 5 rapid fire shots, and we'll see how it does. Take the safety off. It did not go off that time, so it's probably a bad round, I would say anyways. Yeah, there's two distinct hits on the end of that primer there, and it didn't go off. So I'm going to chalk that one up to a bad round, and we'll see how these other 4 do on there. Not too bad, nice. My windage is pretty good. Elevation's a little bit low this time. Did lock open on the last round there. And we're going to take the other magazine and put it in there. Now it has the Federal Punch 22s in it. They're also a personal protection round. All right, I got the Federal Punch 22s in there, and we're going to go ahead and do all 10 of them. We're going to do headshots with it, see how it does. Not terrible. Locked open again. Let's go look at that real quick. Okay, so here was my 4 rounds, 1, 2, 3, 4, with the remaining Winchester silver tips I had in there. Here's my 10 rounds, the headshots with the Federal Punch 22s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2 of them out of there. For a second there, I kind of lost my sight picture, but I mean, they're there. It doesn't do too bad. Let's try it with the other normal ammos, I guess you'd say, and see how it does. All right, now even though it came with the loading tool, these are not difficult magazines to reload. It seems like it's got a pretty soft spring in there, and they're easy enough to push in there, and you know, the loading tool, I don't think it's necessary. They're not that difficult to load. And with it having a light slide on it too, it's easy for people who have weaker hands, maybe arthritis or something. They're going to be pretty easy to load with or without the tool, easy to rack the slide. Of course, you don't need any tools for that. It's definitely easy to grip. It does have really nice serrations on the slide, and then those slide wings, serrations on there, they're pretty easy to grip too. So there's 10 rounds of the Federal. Let's get 10 rounds of the Winchester loaded up in the other magazine, and we'll do the Federals first. All right, Federal, 40 grain, 1,240 feet per second, solid ones, and we're just going to go ahead and do some body shots right there at the 15 yards, one-handed. No issues, slide locked open. All right, these are going to be the Winchester, and they are a little higher velocity, or 1,300 feet per second, super speeds they call them. And the slide release on there, it's not just a lock, it's a slide release. It's not difficult to, you know, release the slide with your thumb. Okay, got an issue here, I think. Yeah, something's going on there. I think that was a live round that, yeah, that was a live round there that hit the floor. Let's go ahead and release it and see if it'll shoot again. It's another issue there. That also was a live round. Get that round out of there and look at it. It does have a hit on the primer there, but it did not go off. Let's try one more. Okay, that fired. Did not chamber around there. Did not chamber another round. Little stovepipe going on there. And that was the last round there. Maybe it doesn't like these Winchesters. The Federals did just fine in there. This 1,300 feet per second stuff may have issues with it. Let's go ahead and load up 20 more rounds of the Federals and then just unleash it and see what it does. All right, let's see if we can run through 2 magazines non-stop. There's one magazine. Two magazines non-stop with the Federal in there, so it seemed to run those just fine. It did not care for the Winchester super speed ones at all, that's for sure. Not too bad. I kind of like the thing, even though it's small and I can only get, you know, 2 fingers on the grip there. It's pretty comfortable, and it's easily concealed because it is very small. Like I said, this video was going to be on the Beretta H22A, the little small one, and I think I like this one better. A couple rounds higher capacity. It doesn't have that tip-up barrel thing on it, which, I mean, the whole reason for that is to be able to fire the gun without having to rack the slide on it, because the slides are pretty heavy on those. The slide on this is light. You don't have to worry about carrying a spare round with you to load that first one in the barrel before you fire the rest of them. So to me, I think this is a better choice. The Beretta's cool. It's been around for a long time. It's a neat, innovative design, but this, I think I like it better. All right, I've got another box here. These are Winchester 22 long rifle, 36 grain, 1280 feet per second. It's just the bulk pack stuff. And we're gonna go ahead and load some up in here. We'll take some shots at that steel target up there and see how it does. Winchester ammo, maybe it's a little harder primers on them, I don't know, but it seemed to handle the silver tips okay. I think, was there a bad round in there too? I think there was. But anyways, we'll try these Winchester bulk pack here and see how it does. All right, it's silhouette time. There is my steel target up there, 10 rounds of the bulk pack Winchester in there, and we'll see how it does. I missed one, I believe it was, but it didn't do too bad. Even though the sights are pretty minimal on this gun, they're easy to see up against that light background of that steel target there, and it didn't do bad at all. Got another one of the Winchesters there that did not go off, and that's looks like a pretty good hit on there, but it just didn't fire. So I got 9 more in there. Let's give it a try. Another one that did not go off. And that was the last round there. 2 of them did not go off, and it was the Winchester again. So maybe I would suggest shooting Federals in this thing. Not too bad though. All right, here's 3 of those rounds that didn't go off. We're gonna go ahead and try them again, see if we can get them to shoot. That one went. That one did not. Lock the slide open again. Yeah, that one just, it's not gonna go. Neither is that one apparently. Yeah, every now and then you just get rounds that just won't go off, and there's a couple of them that did or did not. All right, guys, there it is. This is the Ruger LCP II chambered in 22 long rifle. A pretty cool little gun, nice size. It's really compact. It does fit in the pocket nicely, and I did carry it over here in my pocket with the little pocket holster it came with. Of course, this shirt I've got on is got a little side pocket on here, and it fits in there pretty nicely. Don't know that I'm a big fan of that, but that's going to keep any pocket lint or coins or whatever that you may have in your pockets from getting into the action, maybe disrupting the firearm. You definitely don't want to get anything in the barrel. I did take this and clean the barrel up and everything before I brought it out here in the range. That's something else you also want to do, is when you get a new firearm, clean it. Because sometimes there is machine chips or something in there, maybe some debris in the barrel. You want to make sure there's nothing in there before you go to fire this thing. And you want to keep your firearms clean and keep them in good working condition, because your life may depend on one of these things. Hopefully never, but it's better to be ready than it is to not have anything with you. Anyways, thanks for looking at the Ruger LCP II with me in 22 caliber. If you could, hit this button up here to check out some of my other videos. Hit this button over here to subscribe if you haven't already. And thanks for watching Small Caliber Arms Review.